All right, welcome back to Big Bear's Projects. That first video, I introduced myself as Big Bear Trains, but this channel is probably going to have a little more than just trains. Mostly trains, but some other projects around the house and everything, and what I get into with certain stuff. But as you can see, there's quite a bit of progress down here. Didn't really document every single step that I did between last time and this time, but I'm hoping to show you all the things I did to get to this point. All right, we're under the layout here. If you saw the last video, I explained some of the bench work and other things like that. To my right, you can see the section, that 5x5 section over here, and then on the other side, the mirrored section, the 5x5 section over here. And in the center, there's a 2x3 section that just pops out. It's just sitting here right now on these blocks. I'm hoping to be able to bolt that in eventually to provide some stability to both sides. It kind of locks the whole thing together. And then you'll see this little, eventually, lift-out bridge, just temporary for now. The one thing that was challenging about this was I overbuilt it. And I usually do that on all my projects. The wood that's down here was sourced from free pallets. Yes, free. It was from a tile and masonry store. So the pallets were super duper duper strong. They, I can't believe the guy wasn't charging any money for these things. But the only nominal lumber in here is this 2x4, because that's like the biggest stretch. I wanted a solid piece in there. But everything else is this really solid 1x6 stuff I got for free, and the leg supports were all the centerpieces of that pallet material. The top is what should we call it, like subfloor. You would find in a home goods store. I found it much stronger and cheaper than any sort of plywood on the market. Coming back to the top side of the layout, I wanted something that kind of looked a little more organic and fit the space, which is why you see the 45 corners, these 45-degree corners. One, I didn't want any sharp right angles on the layout for someone to hit their hip or bump their head. And two, it kind of provides you a little bit of access to reach some of the track work further in that's not accessible by the lift-out section. Same thing with this other side. You can kind of reach around the corner to get any track work back there. The corner, that 45-degree angle back there, I'm probably going to put some sort of lamp to put more light on the layout until I get better lighting down here. But the whole top of the layout is, like I said, is subfloor material. Plywood, it was just out of the question. $60 a sheet. I mean, come on, get out of here. This stuff, 3/4 inch OSB subfloor, glued together, laminated. I could have a whole dance party up here. I mean, me and my whole family down here. Come on, and this was $30 a sheet. I bought 3 sheets. I still got some left over to build some shelves eventually, but come on. We're back under the layout, and I just wanted to show a couple more things. One, the whole bench work, all of it is put together using 2.5 inch, number 8 screws. It was from Home Depot. Usually not my go-to screw, but I liked the way they had the Torx bit, and it was a smaller shank, so it wasn't going to split any wood. I did have some issues splitting wood if I didn't pre-drill. But the one thing, I don't know why no one ever told me this, why countersink bits are so effective. If you haven't bought a countersink bit, I encourage you to do so, because that looks really nice, if that's in focus. And on the exterior, the countersink bits just make everything look so professional. I don't know why I hadn't bought these 10 years ago. I should have done that. For the top side, the OSB, I laid it face down, showing surface down, and then once I had the frames built, I laid the frames on top and marked everything, so I know I was drilling center on all of these things. I mean, I'm not gonna guess and measure. I marked, let's see if I can find one. I marked the underside with like a T, so I knew I was drilling out center, and I pre-drilled the holes in the OSB, and then once I turned it over, I knew exactly where those screw holes were, so I was drilling center into the supports. I also drilled holes. You can see another hole exactly down the line from there. Drill these holes before you put the top on. That's going to be for wiring later. Just something I read online about helping yourself out. And the rest of it is really starting to come together down here. That about wraps up the progress on this video. I will say that of all the home kind of projects that are out there, I cannot stand doing drywall. I don't mind doing plumbing. Electrical work, if it's simple, is not terrible, but carpentry is probably one of my favorite things to do. So, you know, this hobby and carpentry kind of go hand in hand. I don't know how many people my age can say that anymore. It's kind of a dying hobby, and I hope that people find this video and previous videos and future videos helpful. I'm looking forward to where this layout's going to go, and I think it's time to run the first train. This loop here is just there for temporary running reasons. It was the one that was on the floor. It's 042 and 8 straight sections in between. It almost covers the whole table. It leaves enough room for another loop on the outside, as we saw on the track plan last time. But let's get to running some trains.